Dr. Adrian Voss, a 42-year-old neuroscientist with tired eyes and a habit of spending nights in the lab, looked into the fogged-up bathroom mirror one morning after his shower. As the steam cleared, instead of his familiar stubbled face, an older version stared back at him, graying temples, deeper wrinkles around the eyes, a fresh scar above the left eyebrow that he had never had. The reflection blinked a moment late. Adrian stepped back, his heart pounding. "This is impossible," he muttered, raising his hand. The old man in the mirror repeated the gesture, but with a slight, almost mocking smile that Adrian would never allow himself. He checked everywhere. The rearview mirror in his car showed him in a sharp suit standing at a podium in some grand hall. The small mirror in the glove compartment revealed him laughing beside an unfamiliar woman. By noon the internet had exploded, mirrors around the world were showing the future. Teenagers saw themselves aged and famous, parents saw themselves alone on hospital beds, lovers saw betrayals in empty apartments. Social media overflowed with screenshots. The stock market crashed within hours, top executives saw their own bankruptcies. Hospitals filled up with people suffering panic attacks after visions of incurable diseases. Adrian, true scientist that he was, immediately began documenting everything. He set up cameras, sensors, electrodes. "If this really is the future," he quietly said to his reflection, now appearing as a man in his 60s, "tell me what happens." At first the old man moved his lips silently, then Adrian heard a faint echo inside his head, "You will win the Nobel Prize." But at what cost? Intrigued, he kept going. The future self gave him advice, which stocks to buy, which accidents to avoid, how to win a major grant. Adrian's life shot upward, rapid career rise, a romance with that very woman from the vision, worldwide fame as the mirror prophet, but soon cracks began to appear. Where did the scar come from? In one reflection he saw himself alone in a dimly lit room, feverishly whispering something into a recorder. Adrian bought an antique full-length mirror and started experimenting more intensely. When he smashed an ordinary mirror, he saw dozens of fragmented futures in the shards, almost all of them worse than the previous ones. He told everything to his new girlfriend, Elena. "It's like a map of fate," he said. She nodded, but in her own mirror she saw herself weeping over someone's grave. On the night when the clock approached midnight, Adrian stood before that antique mirror. His reflection, now a very old man, leaned closer. "Listen carefully," it rasped in an audible voice this time. "This is not your future. It's mine." Adrian froze. The old man explained, in 2045, Adrian had invented a neural bridge that allowed sending signals backward through reflective surfaces, quantum entanglement of light. But the technology required sacrificing the current version of the self. Every future he had seen was actually a parallel Adrian trying to break through into this reality. The twist struck like a shard of glass to the heart. By following the advice, he wasn't preventing the future, he was erasing his own timeline, allowing more ruthless versions of himself to take control. The scar came from an accident in one of those timelines. The Nobel Prize was won in another, but Elena died there. The mirrors had become portals. And this elderly Adrian, the most persistent and merciless of them all, had finally won. Adrian rushed to smash the antique mirror. Too late. His body convulsed, decades of memories he had never lived flooded his mind. When he came to, the man in the opposite mirror was already someone else, grayer, scarred, with a photo of Elena in his wallet, but without the slightest recollection of how they had met. The world gradually calmed down. People accepted their futures, unaware that most of them were now victorious echoes from alternate realities. In his new, older age, Adrian approached a shard of mirror on the floor. From it, the young, original, true Adrian stared back at him, trapped, desperately whispering, "Help me." But the new Adrian only smiled, coldly, satisfied. The price had proven acceptable. Mirrors no longer showed the future. They showed the victors. And somewhere in forgotten timelines, the losers continued to scream in silence.